wholehearted welcome to Vivoterra here and now. The internet is a gift from the angels. Presumption. Any obverse side has a reverse side of the same size. The internet is a gift from the angels to humankind. Yes, but criminals also make use of the internet. Yes, in the same way that you can use a kitchen knife to cut vegetables or to do harm. For this, God has given people free will. So why is the internet a gift from the angels to humankind? Because more and more people are waking up. More and more people are communicating. More and more people are standing with each other instead of standing apart against each other. The critical mass that was never supposed to form is on the verge of forming. The minority I'm talking about is big enough if it consists of the square root of 1%. Example, for a city of 1 million people, 1,000 people are enough, provided that all 1,000 act simultaneously. So why is that? Because the majority of those 1 million people will never all at the same time and without any doubts invest the same thoughts in the same area. However, 1,000 awakened people can do that. For this, however, it is necessary that this minority simultaneously send the same thoughts into the same so-called sea of possibilities or so-called collective consciousness in order to achieve the desired effect. Otherwise, these thoughts remain limited to the individual without the desired effect. Many people tell me time and again, not enough people have awakened yet. Not enough people have awakened yet. In response to this, I always quote my favorite law of nature. That means in all areas, it is always the minority that determines what happens. But why now? The global elite needed to accelerate their timeline. The internet started to develop a momentum of its own and slipped away from them. As of 2017, they have taken it back again by censoring Google, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter and the like, the 4 primary platforms used on the internet today. The internet was supposed to replace television, just as television followed radio and radio followed newspaper and newspaper followed town halls. Yet, they lost control of it at an early stage. Just ask any YouTube content creator about censorship, unless they are making cat videos or cooking tutorials, and they will tell you all about the shadow bans, subscription indexing and demonetizing they face. The elite realized they were unable to control the flow of ideas, but they could control how those ideas were received and who ultimately came into contact with them. Once the elite's plans came to light, they could no longer operate in the shadows. So they simply changed their tactics. They began to openly stand by their religion, by throwing it at the feet of those who outed them, by turning the whole thing into a laughingstock, while the machinery continues to run at full speed. Anybody who even dares to ask a critical question is dismissed as a conspiracy theorist. It's all just theory. A Nazi, a Trump supporter, a Putin sympathizer, a xenophobe, etc. I find it very obvious that the emerge of the Illuminati's all-seeing eye of providence that we have been seeing since the mid-90s is simply the conscious as well as unconscious programming of society to desensitize it to what is coming. All of this is just a part of the ritual and attracts the energy that the self-proclaimed elite harness and leverage for their own agendas. If you cannot believe all this, it may be because you were never confronted with such domains. It could be that you lived in a world of consumerism, football, office parties and barbecues. It may also be that you are one of many millions of people who have been successfully kept away from this ancient occult science and believe that it is all pure fantasy. It is hard to actually see your own prison walls when the prison is 1,000 miles wide. There are many kinds of prisons, matrix prisons, mental prison, spiritual prisons, but the prison of fear is the worst prison of all. All the best, remain in peace until the next Here and Now.
If you also want to fully understand this natural order, then give yourself and your loved ones this treasure trove filled with unique natural knowledge and buy this book now directly from the Vivoterra shop.